Hello there. For years, there have been no wage increases for nurses or teachers. Nurses, teachers, and co have had enough now. They want to go on strike to get better pay. There has been a strike in the rail and transport sector since June, and it's getting quite more uncomfortable on the island. Nursing staff in the British State Health Service NHS voted in favour of strikes in a ballot. The Royal College of Nursing, the RCN union, which organises more than 300,000 nurses, is demanding, higher wages, but also better precautions to ensure patient safety. The strike is the first in the organisation's 106-year history. Anger drives us to action. That's enough, say our members, said Pat Cullen, Secretary General of the RCN. For too long, carers have had to struggle privately with financial problems because they were treated unfairly when it came to rewards. With reference to years of real losses, the union is demanding a wage increase of 5 percentage points above the index of retail prices, and this currently responds to 17%. In the current year, employees in the NHS have been paid an average of 4.75% more than in the previous year. And the RCN vote heralds a winter of civil action in the UK. More than 1 million public employees are currently being polled in ballots. There are also 400,000 NHS workers who are organised in the Unison Union. But not only healthcare is affected. Only on Tuesday, the members of the University and Colleges Union, including lecturers, librarians, and researchers, voted to strike. Voting is still ongoing in the Teachers' Union. And since the summer, railway and postal workers have repeatedly been on strike by the day. On Thursday, all underground traffic in London was affected, for example. After years of austerity policies in the wake of the financial crisis, employees in the public sector had to be content with comparatively low wage adjustments for a long time. In the meantime, the price development has made it even more difficult. Consumer prices increased by 10.1% in September, and there is no end in sight to the inflationary trend. In October, groceries were again 14.7% more expensive than in the previous year. The walkout hits the NHS at a difficult time. State healthcare has been suffering from ever scarcer funding for years now. And in addition, the COVID pandemic has made treatments difficult for months. In the meantime, a considerable backlog has accumulated. 7.1 million Britons were waiting for special treatment at the end of September, including more than 400,000 who have been waiting longer than 52 weeks. That is 1 year. In the past few weeks, doctors have repeatedly warned of the upcoming flu season, which is likely to put additional pressure on the supply. They strongly advise vaccinations, if only to relieve the system. Jodie Elliott, a hospital nurse, told the BBC that her salary has not been adjusted for inflation in years, but the situation is getting really difficult. In the meantime, she can often no longer even replace worn-out clothes or shoes. My mother takes me shopping. That's crazy for a woman in her mid-30s, she said. She also dropped out of the NHS pension fund because she could no longer afford the contributions. Nursing salaries have fallen by 15% in real terms, that means adjusted for inflation, on average over the past 10 years, said Anne-Marie Rafferty, Professor of Nursing at King's College London. The wage level is thus increasingly becoming a systemic problem. Tens of thousands of positions are vacant, trained nurses switch to other areas. We are understaffed on every shift. It's going to be dangerous for patient care, is what Elliot says. With the strike, we are thinking about the patients as much as the caregivers, Cullen said. The standards have already fallen far too low. In the education sector, teachers also complain that they can no longer cover everyday life with their salary, and that they see no other option than to look for jobs in other areas. But there are no signs of a convergence in any of the affected sectors. In the rail and transport sector, where the strike has been going on since June, as I said, there has been no rapprochement so far. The budget, which will be presented next week, presents a good opportunity to set a new direction and invest seriously. That's at least what Cullen suggested. But it doesn't look like that. On November 17th, Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor of the Exchequer or Finance Minister, will present the new government's financing plans in his autumn address. The focus is on tax increases and spending cuts. They are intended to plug the around £55 billion fiscal gap created by the multi-billion pound COVID and energy crisis bailout packages. With the ballot, nurses have a mandate for strikes until May 2023. They want to start the walkouts before Christmas. Large parts of the country are affected, but in some hospital districts in England, the legally stipulated participation in the vote was not achieved. The RCN emphasized that emergency care should be maintained, but routine treatments are likely to become more difficult. And I just want to mention once again that there are new videos also on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram every day you do not see here. So if you are interested in those topics as well, a lot of it is about Britain, by the way, have a look there too. I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.